What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the information that was released from the ARKS Expo that is happening over in Japan right now. We have some new video, as well as some translated skills from the skill tree that we can expect to have with Waker. So what you are going to be watching is me on stream talking with chat about everything that we are observing, and I will give you my 2 cents about how I feel about the class and everything that we just discovered. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, what we're gonna look at here, it's 6 minutes long. A lot of it is already what we've seen, but then a lot of it is new video footage. And it's showing some of the systems. And then we have here, I'll zoom in, translations of all of the skills that we were able to see. So we'll go through those. And then Dynamanti here has some other translations. And then also I think Dynamanti had another translation somewhere. But we can look at the translations too here. So through Dynamanti too. So we'll look at that too. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's watch this video. I won't pause it. And then we'll come back through. I won't pause it and then we'll come back through. So pretty sure we've seen most of this. Yellow skills. Suspecting it to be techer, or a tech-based class. There's a gauge. These meters here refer to the 3 familiars you got. On the right side you have I need to turn this down for me, holy crap. On the right side you have the Marin, which is like the counter skill, and then the other two are the other 2 skills. Those are gear gauges. Yep. The harmonizer icon is also yellow. So they're showing off the melee guy. Oh, all the classes, I guess. This is what we've seen already. This stuff, I think. Yeah, showing off the bird. So one thing that I've noticed is some of the things you're seeing here are with the gear, and I think they show it later in the video. You have like regular attacks, and then if your gear's built up, the regular attack has an additional like combination on the end of it. Yeah, they go to level 2 each, yeah. So you look at showing your normal attack. This is interesting. It looks like the normal attack has like a frame in it. Look, normal attack. It looks like the normal attack has frames in it. Showing off the birdie. Showing off this regular attack of the melee guy too. Lots of AoE. Like lots of AoE. Like lots of AoE. That class might be really good, depending on if you can just spam it. Like look at that, it just targets everything. It's like homing bullets, homing darts. So this is what they're showing here. So they're showing just the regular attack, but then they're gonna have gauge down below. They're gonna show gear here, and then boom, you're able to go into like this flying mode. So depending like how you build up gauge is probably using the attacks, and then you have gauge. Here once again they're showing the regular attack, and then they're gonna show it with gauge. And then this is with gauge, I guess. You can technically cast on with it too. We don't know if we have casting skills yet. We don't know. So he's doing like a charge skill, a big AoE. So yeah, like I'm assuming there's uncharged, there's charged versions, and then there's metered gauge versions of each skill. So there's going to be a bunch of flexibility in how you play. And especially if all you have to do is like you build up to a gauge, and then like you can use skills maybe for like a set time. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Like kind of think of like chain bullets, chain trigger, where you build it up and then you use a charged PA to activate it, and then you have a moment of time where you have that additional bonus. I wonder if it's similar here, where you have that meter, you use the meter for a skill, and then you have a certain amount of time with that meter, and then it goes back down to 0 maybe. So you might be able to like build it up, switch to the melee guy, build that up, and then like be able to do some crazy stuff. The Marin gauge is used for hold weapon action. Yeah. So they're showing the gauge here being built up. It looks like it's being built up by doing regular attacks. Okay, so they had both gauge built up and they were able to use a skill for that. Hold on, I'm gonna go back on that actually. So they were able to build both gauge up and use a big finisher. Oh, it looks like it's a new tech skill down here that they're using. Unison, okay. The weapon action, so you're building stacks on... Oh, you can't see because I'm hiding. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just stand here. That's fine. You can't see any of this because I'm not showing you. There you go. I'll just stand here and, you know, it's fine. So they're building up the gauge, building it up again, and then they're able to activate Marin. Yeah, so it's a weapon action. It just a weapon action counter that will build up damage. There we go. Yeah, you can hide me here. Man, you can't hide. I'm just gonna turn my turn it off. That's fine. Just so you guys can see. What are they showing here? Just some more skills. Oh, using like showing combinations of both that maybe. Big combination. What did they show here? Showed that PP return. Oh, there's like a sigil on them, and they got big PP back. Whoa, so maybe like finishing a combo, full combo will like activate a sigil on them. Oh, they have like a little dude. They have a little dude now attacking. Look. Whoa, and it's like Talus just attacking every once in a while. Marks restore PP and get gear. Wow. What do we have here? This is another skill. What is that? It looks like it's a weapon action. Oh, it's a weapon action counter or something. Okay. Do you see that? It has the weapon action look frame and it goes on cooldown. Auto Marin? Is that Auto Marin? No, but it wasn't Marin. It was something else. It was the melee guy. Really cool. It's not auto. It looks like that's a skill you activate. Yeah. Yeah, look, it's auto. It's not auto. And then they go into their huge combo here. Weapon action, stacking the Marin. Going into the bird, they have the sigil on. They're going to get PP back. Dang, bro, look at these combos. Marin, they got 2 stacks. Chuck the Marin. Go back in. Wow, dude, this class looks crazy. They got ranged attacks too. It just so much happening. They've got the yellow sigil now. They got the unison. Wow, dude, that looks crazy, bro. Holy crap. There's a lot to decipher there. So attack gear, familiar gauge becomes enabled. Okay, so you're gonna need that for the gauge. Unison, consume 2 gear gauges. That's the unison one that we saw. Okay. It says 2 gear gauges, so I wonder if you can use this with your weapon action too. It shows these 2, but I'm kind of curious because is the other gear gauge? Probably not. Zoom in. What, can you not see? Maramello Strike. This is the Marin. Increase gauge after successful guard and holding weapon attacks. Not the 2 attackers. Just the 2 attackers, yeah. Maramello Strike. Increase gauge after successful guard and holding weapon action to attack. Okay. Strike tracing. Maramello Strike will now track enemies. Okay. So this is the Marin. I guess they're calling it Maramello. Or it's probably Marin. I don't know. Treble Clef marking. Hitting an enemy will apply a marking state that increases attack, P, and damage. So doing normal attacks is going to be really important. So you're going to always need to weave in normal attacks. Okay. Ignition. Detonate a mark on an enemy by pressing and holding a normal attack. So that's... I mean, we'll figure out later probably. But whatever the sigil or whatever, they had a mark that gave you PP back. You're going to need to detonate that with a normal. When Treble Clef Ignition is activated, calls a familiar emblem that makes a continuous attack that accumulates gear. Those were the gears that we were seeing, the red and blue ones that we saw. Amplify. If the assist is activated again during familiar assist, the amount of gauge accumulated will increase. Familiar assist. So if you call the familiar emblem, it's going to increase the gauge even more. So if you can keep getting those marks going and you can activate them, you're just going to get more gauge. All right. After the exploding summons, yeah. Parry, guard enemy attacks without interrupting your own attacks. There you go. Oh. So this is thinking, okay, so the hot parry, this makes me feel like it's soaring blade. Soaring blade weapon action. You're in the middle of your attack and you activate this and you just get a weapon action. That's what this is right here. So it's literally soaring blade. The soaring blade counter. You can do it once, it goes on cooldown, unlike soaring blade, but you can do it once within, I think it was like a 10-second cooldown they showed. Every 10 seconds you could just weapon action. Hopefully more like a 12s. Okay, at any rate, I mean, it looks like it just guards the attack while you're using your skills. Yeah, but you have this in addition to your weapon. Exactly, Dynamanthe. This is just an addition while you're using your attacks. Really good. Parry recast. Hot Marshmallow parry if it fails to parry, and reduces the recast time if it fails to parry. Okay, that's nice. My big dog, how are you? Attack to parry counter. After a successful weapon action guard, press normal attack to counter. All right, so just a counter. Generates PP when weapon action guard is successful. All right, so you're getting PP back. Okay. After performing a PA, timing your next normal changes it into an attack that moves back and forth. Oh, so you have movement. Okay, so like, all right, so like if you want to get in or out, you can use that. That's actually really cool because there's the melee guy. So depending on what you want to use, melee or ranged, probably directional key plus a normal attack at a certain just attack time. Yeah, and so you can go forward or backwards. That's really nice. Really, that's just going to come into, that's going to make combos really cool. You could maybe use like ranged combos, normal attack, move in. Normal attack is going to cause this treble clef marking to go off, so you're going to increase the PA damage, and then you're going to be able to go into like melees, and then same thing, you can come back, and then you could like do a normal. I wonder if you can do a charge normal, so you can even ignite off of that, but pretty much you're weaving where you are position wise. That's really cool. Linear drive more. After linear drive ends, linear drive can be activated again. All right, so you can just keep moving around, I guess. Call again PP save. When the familiar gear gauge is empty, reduce PP consumption of familiar PAs for a period of time. All right. So pretty much you can go unison, and then you're going to have PP save. All right. And then I think you said that these were class skills. I was trying to remember, what were these down here, Dynamanthe, you were telling me about? Old Friends Rescue. When receiving damage equal to a certain percent of your max HP, there's a chance that HP recover. All right, so you're just going to get HP. Oh, these are survival passives. Okay, welfare management. When HP is below a certain percent damage taken is reduced and recovery from resistant is increased. Okay, so you're going to get some HP back if you take a big hit. If your HP is below a certain amount, you're going to reduce damage taken and you'll heal more. Continuance. When rest assign, when using a rest assign, the HP is reduced, but it continues to recover over time. That's really cool, actually. I really like that. Especially with like this welfare management, it might be the play to stay below. I wonder how much that percentage reduction is. What if it's like 50% or something? Maybe it's better to stay below and just use this continuous resto effect. Lucky sign. Chance that resto and reverse ascends are not consumed on use. Bro, this plus prim weapon meta. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, so if you take a hit, like, you just don't care. Wow, really cool. All in all, this looks really good. Basically, like, the TLDR from what I got from here. How you would be comboing. Treble clef marking. Always doing normals so that your PAs do more damage. You're going to be using PAs, and then you're going to be using linear drive to move forward and backwards to get into melee range or ranged range, so that you can use your bird or your gorilla combos. You're going to be using your weapon actions at any points to start building up the Marshmallow Strike. At any point, if you have the sigil activated, you're just going to hold down a normal attack to break that, which will give you the familiar assist, which is going to accumulate more gear. It's going to do some damage, it looked like, too. And at any point in any of your PAs, you can use Hot Morello Parry, which is going to guard frame it so that you don't take any damage and you can keep your combos going. Damn, that sounds crazy. Sounds very active. Incredibly active. I can see myself right now weaving in and out with the linear drive, using PAs, doing normals to keep the PA damage up, using normal attacks to get the sigil going so your gear activates higher, using unison. I wouldn't be surprised if unison is an iframe too, so you can use unison to frame out of things, drive right back in, using parries whenever you need to. Yeah, very lots and lots and lots of movement, weaving in and out. You still have your weapon actions whenever you need to. You got the parry whenever you need to. Very active, and everything gives you a reward. That's the big thing here. It looks, when you're doing these parries, you're building up to a big attack with the Maramellos. When you're doing a normal attack, you're increasing the damage they do. You can, you can ignite the mark, and you can get more gear, so you can get to unison, so you can get to those stage 2 attacks. Very, very, very busy. Okay, let's see what this is. These are some skill names. PA1. I'm not gonna cut whatever it is. A PA that shoots bullets is spread over a wide range. It's a long, though the charged version is lock onto all enemies in front of you with a chase attack. This is what looked like homing darts to me. It literally looked like homing darts in the video. So homing darts seems a very motion involved class. It wants you to keep moving and attacking. Furadon, there you go. Yeah. Fuverdran, yeah. This one up here, this literally looks like homing darts. It looked like homing darts. PA2, Fuverdran riding. While jumping up, it shoots an attack bullet that hits multiple stages forward. PA with high power and suitable for attacking a single unit from long range. Okay, so like a boss attack, basically. Long charge, right on the Fuverdran continuously while holding the button. Okay. Who knows how good this is? I mean, maybe you could just like wipe monsters. This also might be really good just for, I don't know, doing damage. Who knows? But honestly, so far the Fuverdran breath is the big one for me. That's homing bullets, dude. The Wolfar demolition. Wolfar attacks its surroundings with a shockwave, effective when surrounded by groups of enemies. Okay. Yeah, this was just like the regular attack. Charging. Okay, the charge attack is holding charges the attack. If not fully charged, it will launch a sustained rage attack. When fully charged, it makes a powerful surrounding attack. Yeah, we saw that powerful surrounding attack. He like ran in there and then did the attack. But this is interesting that if you hold it for just a little bit, it'll do a sustained range attack. So you can like kind of charge it to get an attack. That's interesting. So we're getting like half charged attacks. That's really weird. Wolfer raid. Russian uppercut the enemy. Since this approach will approach the enemy, it can be used to close distances. Yes. After the rush, make a continuous attack. Okay. All right. Yeah, you got your dash and stuff. They were using this dash to show the hot Maramello parry very often in the video. That's what they were showing, the active parry. And the photon blast. When the photon blast gauge is at max, press the PB button at the palette to activate the attack PB, calling 3 familiars to perform a coordinated attack. We don't have these translated, but we have these there here. Each familiar has an optimal distance. Use Furidrand if you want to attack from a distance, and Wolfrai if you want to attack from close range. So they're going to have optimized, maybe increased damage familiar to Ranger, Wired Lance, and Gunner. Right, could the new atoll? Did they say when this class is coming out? Sometime in August, Time Gazer. Half charge attacks reminds me of MX. Yeah, we'll see. Maramello can be used by using the weapon action. It stores energy by blocking attacks. When the gauges maximize, Maramello can be thrown. By pressing and holding the weapon action, it will cause massive damage. Okay. An aggressive playstyle is recommended, focusing on the familiar unison skill. Check the gauges of Furidrand and Wolfrar and use the homing photon arts. Question mark. The homing photon art is this one, the Furidrand breath. That's interesting. If that's what they're talking about. I said homing there. Yeah, yeah, who knows? Because it said chasing. Oh, use the chasing arts. Maybe they mean like the Wolfra raid, because they're saying here an aggressive playstyle. So use the familiar unison and then chase back in. Use either the Furidran riding to ride into range, or use the Wolfra raid here to make to rush in. Maybe is used for red runs lock on too. Okay. Down here, after attacking with a PA, pressing normal attack during purple flash will activate linear drive. Okay. So this is Luster. Luster had the same effect. When you did an attack, it would give you like a red line. And if you normal attacked at that point, it would dash you. It would do like a dash or a jump or something, depending on the direction input you can use. Use it to move great distances back and forth. This is useful when switching between Verdround and Wolfrar, or when you want to adjust your distance from an enemy. Very cool that you can go up and down too, I guess, huh? Left, right, forward, back. How would you go up and down though? If you want to adjust your, I guess it's just your distance, not your vertical distance, my bad. Just your distance. But yeah, forward, back, left, right. Very cool. Dagger, Jet Boost, Team G's have this in also. This, yeah, they have the dash, but I was talking more specifically about the optimal distance. Maybe if you're locked on, maybe. By landing familiar attacks multiple times, a marker will appear. Okay, so it's just regular attacks, the marker will appear. Long press normal attack to detonate the marker, greatly restore PP, and generate the continuous attack familiar assist. During familiar assist, you should fight near your familiar. Okay. Oh, okay. The second paragraph might be wrong. Yeah, I mean, you're always fighting against your familiar. I wonder if it means that you should be fighting with the same familiar. That's what I'm getting, because remember, the sigils change color. We saw a blue one, we saw a red one, and we saw a yellow one. And so in my opinion, what it sounds like you should fight near it. You should fight with that familiar, because it here it said that when the ignition is activated, it calls a familiar emblem that makes a continuous attack that accumulates gear. I wonder if that gear is accumulated if you're using that familiar. So if you have the melee familiar that's if you have the melee sigil activated, use the melee familiar to build the gear faster. It's the child of shooting things. Yeah. But what I'm saying here is, I'm wondering if this phrasing is saying you should use that familiar to build the gauge, or maybe it improves the damage of that familiar. Things like that. Something like that. All in all, dude. This just looks really good. I mean, when we got back here, when they were just showing the actual like fight, just this guy just going ham. Are they just gonna show him going ham? Yeah, him just going ham. Watch, it's just insane. Just going. Weapon action. Boom, that was that active weapon action. Using range, got the blue sigil, using the bird, going back, you know, dashing back out, dashing back in. Weapon action. Throwing the freaking man in. Doing a sidestep. Oh god, it's just crazy active. Wow. See, there's another, that's like a yellow one. They got the sigil, unison. Just very active. Very active. Like, just watching this looks really fun. I like the idea of like moving around. The best thing about a class is when you have the ability to play from range and from melee, so you don't feel like you always have to run and chase, right? So this is giving you the best of both worlds, where you can play from distance. Look, they're using some distance stuff, and then they're dashing back in. There's multiple ways to dash back in. Very cool. I'm looking forward to the class. It's going to be a fun time to play for sure. I'm excited to see what people come up with for combinations too. What kind of combos do we get? What kind of builds do we get? Is tanky builds a play? Is pure potency the play? You know, because they have damage resist, is like a pure HP build going to be an optimal thing? You know, maybe you're not sacrificing that much damage, but your Resistance heals so much, like you're just invincible. There could be some really cool builds, and I'm hoping that they do have really cool builds. But all in all, August needs to show up really soon.